Good morning, everyone. This is a quick video to show you how to use the live view of the Windsurfer Tracker that we're using for the New Zealand Inter-Dominion 2026. I did a separate video explaining what the tracker is all about and how to set up a device to be tracked. You should go and have a look at that if you're an entrant in the Inter-Dominion. But this is all about how either spectators or competitors can watch the race and see what's happening. So you start by going to wstracker.org, and that will take you to this page. And then you select the New Zealand Inter-Dominion 2026. And what I've set up here is a little simulator. So I've simulated 17 sailors, just called them rather unimaginatively Test 1 to Test 17. And I've also got two support boats, Rescue 1 and Rescue 2. And these are following along a course, the rough course that we might take from Bucklands Beach over to the the beach on Waiheke Island, mate. Sorry for my pronunciations. So what you can see, I've just set it up so that I've got some windsurfers randomly scattered along the course that are watching the race, that are participating in the race. And there's a number of things that you might notice. First of all, there's the list of competitors here. There's a list of sailors that are being tracked, and there are a list of support boats here. And you can click on any one of these to go and see the status and what's happening with that individual sailor. And that gives lots of different information. What information is available depends upon the type of tracker they're using. For example, the heart rate would only be available if they're using something like this, a watch that's got a heart rate monitor. And the people using iPhones won't be able to see the signal level for the cellular signal because iPhones can't give that to apps. So you'll see a little bit of a varied information depending on the type of tracker that you've got. You can, when you click on one of these, you can click Display Track, and what that will do is show you the last 20 minutes of track of that particular sailor. And you can do that from a whole bunch of these ones, display track from several if you want to. The tracks are a bit jagged here because my simulator is not very good. And I'm sure there'll be much smoother tracks for the real sailors. But that can be quite useful to sort of see the path that the board has been following. And you can also, so you can turn that on and off for as many as you like. You might have particular sailors you want to follow along. There's a menu down the bottom right here that's very important. That has a whole bunch of different options in here. One of the more useful ones is to change the map type. You could change this across to, for example, Google Hybrid. That will give you a sort of satellite view, which gives you a bit better idea of things like the shoals and things, so you can actually see where the rocks and things are. So you might like to do that instead of using the default OpenStreetMap view. You'll also notice that there's a course showing here. So we're actually got some marks. So there's the S, which is the start mark. Down the bottom here, it's got some information about the course. So the course in this particular one that David has put together is 20.6 kilometers long. And then we've got going past a buoy and another buoy, and then there's a buoy 3 here. Some of the buoys are marked different colors. The person who sets up the course, which will probably be David or Bruce, is able to edit the markers to change their color or to add a little bit of text. So, for example, David has decided to put no wading on this one. So no getting out and wading on that one. And some of the others here are marked with special things. There's a one marked here with rock, past to port or starboard. So you can use this before the race starts to be able to preview the course. So the course that we're expected to follow for the race will be input into the system. and you can view that from your phone tracker. So that's why we've got the link on the tracking page. You click on that, it opens in your browser. You can actually review what the course is. Now, one of the things I forgot to point out in the previous video is that your own position also shows up as a blue dot, and it's got a little direction marker as well, like a torchlight as to which way you're facing as well, assuming the compass is good on your phone. That means you could, in a pinch, when you're halfway along the course, pull out your phone, hopefully in a nice strap so you don't drop it in the water, have a look on that, and you can see where you are currently and where the course is in case you need to get back on track. Although I think the landmarks, as long as the weather's not really terrible, the landmarks of the islands should hopefully be fairly clear, but you can actually use it as a simple sort of navigation system by having a look at where you are. So your own one will show up on the map as long a blue dot. The blue dot's useful also if you're, say, a spectator and you want to know sort of where you are relative to the other sailors. All right, a couple other things you can do on here. You can turn on and off showing of these little labels. You'll notice that each of the little ones is marked below with its name, and you can turn off the showing of the labels or turn them on. Usually you want them turned on unless you had a real lot of sailors, very crowded. You've also got this thing show tails. A tail is, and because it's a little thing here that shows just the last 20 seconds or so of movement. So you can sort of see which direction they're going more clearly. Again, with these straight lines the simulator's doing, it's not all that useful, but the showing of the tails is a bit more useful on the for real sailors. All right. That's about it. You can, if you know the tracking password for the event, you can upload tracks. That's principally you say you've got a Garmin watch and you've recorded your track on your Garmin watch. You can choose to upload a GPX or FIT file from another tracking one. You've got to put in what name you use, you want it to appear as, and the password, and it'll get added into the event for track review later. So we'll get onto track review in another video. So the track review is important for seeing how the race went later, not the real time. This is for the live tracking. And one other bit of information that you might find useful for competitors, this information here, when you click on the name of the event, New Zealand Inter-Dominion 2026, it brings up this information here, which David will be able to edit during the event. So if there's some new instructions, new meeting place, anything like that, it gives us a primitive sort of notice board. So anyone in the event can go and have a look on here. And as it says, latest real-time race information will be posted here. So if you want to stay up to date with the latest information, then David will be editing that and giving you a bit more information about what might be happening. It's an alternative. We've also, of course, got the WhatsApp group. So on small devices, for example, on a phone, you'll probably find that putting away this tracking list is good because it does take up a lot of room on a phone. It takes up most of the map. So you sort of put this away and you can much more easily see what's happening and where each of the sailors is going. You'll also see that you've got little windsurfer icons for the actual windsurfers. The orange icons here are the support boats. So you can work out where your nearest support boat is. It's also useful for the organizers of the race to be able to tell where each of the support boats is. So there will be a phone tracking on each of the support boats, so you'll sort of know where they are throughout the race. So that's about it for the live tracking. I hope it's useful. And next little video I'm going to do is a short video about how to use the track review system.